Hey you guys, so I am getting ready to do a through hike and I'm super excited. In preparation of doing a through hike, I need to do some training. So I've decided for the next 4 days that I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get my trail legs back. My attempt is to complete 100 miles in 4 days. We'll see what happens. I'm not as a spring chicken as I used to be, so this should be interesting. So I'm going to show you the gear that I'm going to be bringing on this 4 day, and most of the gear is going to be the exact same thing I'll be bringing also on my through hike of the LT that I'll be doing in September. So the first thing is my backpack, which I love. It's a Z-Packs. It's completely waterproof, so the thing is like amazing. I don't need any extra pack liners or anything on this thing. Super lightweight. Because I have a small frame for myself, then I fit into the little kids, which is the Z-Packs Scout Arc. And so this thing weighs in at 23.5 ounces and I absolutely love it. Now I did add some pockets to the side just to make it easier if I want to put my chapstick or whatever in my pockets. Then I have those, and those are waterproof too. My tent that I'm bringing on this 4 day, but I will not be bringing on my through hike, is the Big Agnex Fly Creek Platinum 2-person tent. The reason I'm not bringing it on my through hike is that there's so many shelters. There's literally a shelter every 4 or 5 miles, so I really don't need a tent. So, but this time, because I'm doing larger miles and some of the shelters on the Appalachian Trail that I'll be hiking, the shelters are further between, and since I am shooting for this ridiculous 100 miles in 4 days, the shelters don't line up exactly where I want them to, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring my tent, and I've tricked out this tent a little bit. So my tent is weighing in at 30.1 ounces. So I have Dutchware gear, tent stakes. I've removed a whole bunch of little strings that doesn't matter to me. So anyways, that's what my weight is on my tent. For my sleep system, I also have a can't think today, a Hammock Gear Burrow 40. So that is my top quilt. So it opens up. It looks a little bit different than a regular sleeping bag. I absolutely love it. It is for a very large person. I think it's for somebody that's like 300 pounds and then somebody that's 6 foot tall. The reason I went with those measurements when I had the thing customly made for me is because I toss and turn, and I hate it when the blanket just comes off of me in the middle of the night. It's just one of my pet peeves. So I have a few extra ounces because of that little thing. So that's my sleeping bag. My sleeping mat is an X-Ped. Once again, my sleeping pad is for a very large person and a very tall person because I like to sleep really comfortably, and if I don't sleep great during the night, then I just can't perform very well the next day. So I went with the X-Ped. I love it. It's super comfortable. It does weigh in a little bit more. It's 19 ounces for the sleep pad, and then I have also the pillow that comes with it, and that is 2 ounces. And the way that I blow it up is I use this X-Ped bag that blows it up for me, which is super easy. So that's what I sleep on. And then I have a Cuban fiber drop sheet. You can use it underneath your tent if you want to, but I personally use it more when I stop and have lunch. I lay this thing out and then I can eat without getting super dirty and getting my food all dirty. So this is what I use. If I do get myself in a situation where there's, a ton of rains coming in that night, then I might throw this underneath my tent. But chances are I just use it as my little picnic blanket. So that is my top three. My big three, sorry. That is my big three. And we'll cut and we'll go into the next category. Okay, so now what we're moving on to is clothes and rain gear. Let me show you exactly what I'm going to be wearing actually on the trail. I have this fancy smancy buff hat. I know, it's really, really cool. Everybody wants one. Then I also have these gaiters. These gaiters are waterproof. They're from Laura Lazan. I love them. They're super lightweight. They have been around for like years, and I wish that you could probably see. There's so much tenacious tape on these gaiters. Like, I have patchwork on them, but I love them, and I'm not switching them out because they're awesome. I have a lightweight tank top that is a quick dry. I'm pretty sure it probably came from Old Navy. My cat just took that. Okay, so anyways, Old Navy, lightweight sports bra, and once again, Old Navy running shorts, shorty shorts. I cut the liner out just to make sure everything's able to breathe. And dingy socks, which are the toe socks. And then the Lone Peak tennis shoes are the ones that are the trail runners that I went with. I have broke them, and they feel incredible. I think if my feet decide they're going to swell, which sometimes happens, I think I'll have enough space in there where it'll still be comfortable. So that's what I'm going to actually wear on trail. The extra clothes that I'm going to bring, just in case the elements change, is I have a Go Light windbreaker that weighs in at 2.7 ounces, which is pretty amazing. I have a little camp outfit, which is a skirt, and I have a tank top. And that together comes in about 4 ounces. I have an extra pair of shorty shorts that I can hike in, and my luxury item is carrying an extra 3 pairs of socks. So as an ultralight backpacker, as long as your pack is under 10 pounds, you're an ultralight backpacker. If I really, really wanted to rough it and I really wanted to get stupid light, I could probably get my pack down to 6.5, 7 pounds, which then leads me to believe that I have this 3 pounds of luxury items that I deserve. So a few things that I have added to my pack in order to make sure that my camping experience is as comfortable as possible, still remaining in that ultralight category, are extra socks. Because I personally hate putting on wet socks the next morning, or dirty socks the next morning, or having to feel like I have to clean my socks every single night. It sucks. So extra socks is my luxury item. Going on to rain gear. So this is another one of my luxury items. I have a Snow Peak umbrella. This thing weighs in at 5 ounces. I hate rain going on my face. It's a morale downer for me. So I have an umbrella. I love taking pictures on trail, and you can't really take pictures if everything's wet and you're getting rained on. With the umbrella, I have it popped up on my my backpack. I can take pictures. I can enjoy myself. Totally worth that extra 5 ounces for me, and still remaining in that ultralight category. I have Go Light rain pants. These things weigh in at 4 ounces. They're pretty amazing. They're not breathable. They will literally warm you up. So unless it's cold rain, you probably don't want to be wearing these. But if you do want to remain dry, these work fantastic. My rain jacket is an Outdoor Research rain jacket. This thing weighs in at 6.35 ounces. It is not the greatest rain jacket in the world. Actually, I would not depend on this ever to keep me super dry. It's an okay rain jacket, but if you get yourself in a torrential downpour, you are going to get soaking wet with this. So that's why I pair these together, and then it works out for me. So that is my rain gear, and I'm going to move on to the next category. Okay, so we're moving on to my cook kit and my water system. My water system is super, super easy. It is a bee-free filter and a bee-free bag, 2 liters, so I can load up on water if I need to carry it to camp. And then also I have a gravity fed that I put together myself. This weighs in a little above 4 ounces. I have my mixer bottle because I drink a lot of protein shakes on trail. This comes in at a little above 4 ounces. I have a Snow Peak Titanium 450. This weighs in a little bit above 1 ounce. I have a Toaks Titanium pot that I cook my dinners in. This comes in just above 1 ounce. I use isobutane because I feel like it's easier and it doesn't make me want to pull all my hair out at the end of the night. So I go with the isobutane. The stove that I decided to use on there is just one that I got from Amazon. I think the thing cost like $15. It's nothing fancy, but it is super lightweight. It weighs in at under 1 ounce. This spoon I use is a GSI, and this weighs 0.3 of an ounce. My bear bag, just in case Yogi wants to come out and play. I do hang my food, typically, not all the time, but typically I hang my food. And when I do, this thing comes in pretty handy. This weighs in at under 1 ounce. My food bag weighs in a little bit over 1 ounce, and this is made out of Cuban fiber. It's from a Z-Pax. That is my cook system. Okay, moving on to my technology. I am carrying my iPhone on trail with me. It's an iPhone 10s maybe, I don't know. It's an iPhone. It does great photos, so that's all I use. In order to keep that thing charged, I have a 10,000 milliamp battery that I bring with me. Why I like this battery is, let's just say I go into a hotel and I need to charge it. The battery actually has the wall charger, so I don't need that extra cord. And then also has the power cords for the iPhone and for all the rest of the things I need to charge. So it's all built in, easy peasy. I don't need a bunch of extra cords. This thing weighs in at 9 ounces. My headlamp is nothing super fancy. It's a night core. It does weigh in at 1.5 ounces, so it's super, super lightweight. It's bright enough. It seems to work. It's rechargeable, of course. All my technology is rechargeable. It just makes life easier. That way I'm not dealing with batteries. I have some headphones because I do listen to audiobooks on trail, and I also enjoy listening to music on trail. So I have these right here. These weigh in at 0.6 of an ounce. For safety, I have the InReach. And I have the InReach Mini. Just got it. I'm super excited about it. It's so tiny and it's so cute. And it's weighing in at 3.8 ounces because I did switch the carabiner to make it a little bit lighter. So that is my technology. Nice and simple. Okay, so I wanted to go over my first aid kit and any kind of emergency things that I feel like I need when I go out backpacking. It is not a crazy kit. I would highly suggest that if you are used to carrying more, then carry more. Don't follow mine. I tend to not pack any of my fears, so that's why my first aid kit is very, very small. So let me show you what's in it. So I have $35 just in case the ice cream truck wants to be coming down the trail, or in case a burger happens, or in case I need to take a shuttle, or something happens. You never know what happens, so keep a little bit of cash on you. That's just $35. I'm sure $20 would probably be just fine. Just in case I have a problem with my water filter, I have some tablets that will purify the water for me. I do tend to get blisters, so I want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. I have 5 special blister Band-Aids. I carry an extra lighter. I do carry a lighter in my cook kit, but I carry an extra one just in case. Some extra duct tape, and that's it. That's all my little duct tape. I carry some Benadryl just in case I get stung, some arthritis Tylenol, and some goodie packs. So that's in there. I usually never ever use any of that, but just in case. And this is my fancy smancy knife. It is so big, watch out. And there is the knife right there. I know that's pretty crazy. Watch out. So, in my personal opinion, this is all you truly need when you go backpacking. I've seen people pull out machetes, and I don't understand it. I mean, I'm not carrying it, so whatever they want to put in their backpack is totally up to them. As long as they don't ask me to carry it, it doesn't much matter. But I truly think that this is all you truly need when you're backpacking. I have some super glue just in case I have a gear malfunction or in case I cut myself. The super glue will actually stop the bleeding, which is pretty awesome. And then I have some extra shot cord because my gaiters, the bottoms of them are shot cord. So in case they blow out, which it will happen, especially because I'm planning on doing 100 miles, I'll be using these for sure. I put all of that in an op sack. This op sack is a reusable Ziploc baggie that literally will never break. They're pretty amazing. So that's my op sack. The op sack is also a stink proof bag. So technically I know that the Benadryl and the Band-Aids have a scent to them. You can put them in this op sack. A bear's not going to smell. So that is my first aid kit. And we're going to keep moving on to the next category. Okay, moving on to toiletries. This is a quick one. When you're backpacking, you're going to smell like poop for 4 days. It is what it is. It's just not pleasant. So what I try to do for me, because if I smell, then it's a morale thing for me. I like to stay somewhat clean while I'm out on trail. It's more for me. I really don't care what other people think of my hygiene on trail, but for me, if I smell myself, it brings me down. So we'll just start. Obviously, toilet paper is important. So this is about all I need. I use wipes and I dehydrate the wipes. It's thicker. It seems like they work better when you dehydrate them. And if you feel the need, throw a little splash of water into the bag the day of, and then literally they just turn back into a wipey, which is pretty cool. And so in this little case right here, I have deodorant. Don't need very much because I'm only going out for 4 days. And truthfully, this right here will last me probably about 2 weeks on trail. So, and then I have toothpaste. So toothpaste goes in this little contact solution case. They seal really, really well. I like them. I have an exfoliating scrub that I use at nighttime to scrub my feet. You just add water to it. It has exfoliant and little scrubbers on there to really get all that salt off your foot. The salt is what causes blisters. So at nighttime you want to get the salt off your foot. You want to wash your foot. Otherwise, the salt crystallizes and causes a chafing for the very next day. So clean your feet every single night. Your feet will be very happy. Girl wipes. Not going to go into detail about those. I do bring a razor out on trail with me because I'm still a girl. I have a special powder that I put together for trail. It has monkey butt in it, gold bond in it, and Z-Zorb in it. And I sprinkle this stuff, this little mixture of stuff, on my feet after I scrub them with this and dry them up. Then I let this stuff sit on my feet all through the night. That really, really helps with blisters. And then of course I have this fantastic little toothbrush. It's super fancy right there. All going in an op sack once again, and the op sack is smell proof. So I do not technically have to put any of this stuff in the bear bag, but guess what? I still put it in the bear bag because I am not bringing any dogs on this 100 miles with me, and I promise you, bring dogs, you'll never ever see a bear on trail. I can't really say that's totally true because I did, but the point is that typically the dogs are going to hear the bear. If the bear comes into the camp, dogs are going to scare the bear off, so you wouldn't really have a problem with that. So, but this time I'm going to do this 100 miles completely by myself. So I'm going to definitely have to hang my bear bag and with everything to make sure that the bear doesn't steal my driver's license and my $50 and my my ID again, which that did happen. Okay, so our last category is going to be food. Food to me is a really important category because I have to make sure that my protein count stays super, super high. When I thru hiked the long trail a few years ago, while I was on trail, I wasn't really focusing too much on protein, which is very normal of any hiker. And what ended up happening to me was I became deficient in protein and my body started to eat its own muscle, which is a horrible experience. So from that experience I learned from it and I make sure my protein count is over 200 grams of protein per day, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I have a decent amount of muscle and I don't want to lose it, and I don't want to sacrifice it to the trail. So I want to make sure that that protein count stays high. Also, another thing is, in the real world, I do a ketogenic diet, but on trail, I don't. I find for me, for long endurance hikes, my body typically needs a little bit more carbohydrates than its fats. Now, I do still focus on those fats on trail, but I want to make sure that I also get those carbohydrates in also. I also want to remember that I am not on a diet on trail, because diets typically suck, and when you're working your ass off in order to enjoy the trail and to hike some crazy ass miles, you want to make sure that you're not feeling that you're being deprived. So I don't pull back calories. My calories are through the roof on trail. I throw in a lot of goodie treats that I typically would never eat in the real world, to also enjoy the experience. So that's what I do. So let me show you what I eat on a typical day. First of all, I make these little bags up. This is like my lunch bag for the day, so it's very organized. And then that way, I just pull one of these out of my big bag, and I know this is everything I have to consume in one day. So first thing I eat for breakfast, and remember, my diet's really easy. I don't want to sit around and cook all the time at camp. I don't cook at lunchtime for sure. I find that to be a total waste of time. I'd rather take a nap at lunchtime than to cook. So, and that's typically what I do. So for breakfast, I use rice cereal. It's a baby rice cereal because it cooks super, super fast. You just actually add water, hot water to it, and then it's a cook. And then I also mix it in with an oatmeal. This one is a strawberries and cream. Not the healthiest choice, but once again, I'm on trail, so I don't care. So that's what I eat for breakfast. In that breakfast, I also add some trail mix, and then I also add a scoop of protein into this, and then I also add a scoop of this protein into my coffee. So that puts me at well above 35 grams of protein for my first meal, which is very, very important. For lunch, I have some wraps, and I have some peanut butter, and I have some honey that I'm going to put on the wraps, and I also will be pulling out my protein. Again, I have 5 scoops of protein every single day, so for lunch is 2 more scoops of protein for a protein shake. And personally, I love adding these coffee packs into my protein because it's like the most amazing coffee protein shake you can ever have on trail. So that's what I have for lunch. During the day, I'm constantly snacking because I need to keep fueling my body. I don't let my body just run out of fuel on trail. So I should never feel hungry on trail. I'm constantly just grazing. So I have 5 bars that and each bag has different bars. But like there's an RX bar, there's a Cliff bar, there's a whey protein bar, there's some kind of blueberry almond protein, and then a classic protein. So that's the bars for that day. For dinner is pretty much the exact same thing I had for breakfast: the rice cereal, another packet of oatmeal, another packet of trail mix. Gonna throw in 1 scoop of protein for this meal right here, and then for dessert I have a fruit leather. That is my meal. I'll eat that exact same thing 4 days, and I should be very, very happy and very, very full. And anyways, that's how I do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I have covered every single thing. My goal is to have a fantastic time. If I don't make it the 100 miles, that's okay. It's all about the journey for me, and it's about challenging my body and seeing how far I could push myself. My pack weight, final thing was, my pack weight for everything base weight ends up coming out to 8.5 5.45 pounds, which puts me in the ultralight category, which is really, really exciting, still being that light and bringing a couple of extra luxury items. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day.